What's up, everybody? It's me, Disbearity here, and I'm back with another online battle of Total War Warhammer 3, playing as Valkia the Bloody, and also our enemies here is Mr. Heinrich Himmler himself. So in this kind of army composition, what I wanted to go for, I was thinking in my head, well, you know what? I'm going for an army composition that's going to try to counter the Vampire Council's regeneration. But the problem is with this army is that it's a smaller army, but also this is on a previous patch where a lot of Khorne's units were actually, I want to say nerfed, as in they were recently buffed because of they needed a buff through costing because the units were just too expensive for the damage that they dish out. So as you guys see here, in my army here, I have a couple units of Forsaken in the front line here, Forsaken and Khorne, because as you guys know, they have the ability Frenzy, so that means that as long as they have high morale, they do high amounts of damage, and also they bring in the flaming melee attacks. Also, I brought in a Hellforge Host, which is my favorite unit in the game. These guys are amazing. They do great stuff for what they are. And I brought in 2 units of Chaos Spawn, 1 unit of Hellbirds, because I was expecting him to bring, like, some bigger monsters. And then, actually, did I say 1 unit? I mean, sorry, 2 units. And so the battle actually is pretty, I would say it's a pretty good battle. So I go in and I send in Valkia to do a Spear of Sleipnor to try to at least weaken the front line for a bit, see what kind of damage I can do. Let's go ahead and fast forward this battle. And so it didn't do enough damage as I want, but it did something. So that's what all that counts. So as you guys see here, he brought in a group of units of Crypt Horrors and zombies, and actually he mixed them on in with the unit here. And so this battle was pretty crazy. So the first things first here is that I have 2 units, both my units of Forsaken went ahead and then attack. Now, what my mistake in this battle was that I shouldn't have grouped them together like that. I should have spread them out. But actually, I believe this side here was supposed to attack the Crypt Horrors and the zombies there, but as you see, that didn't partake. And so the major thing of his force is just zombies and Crypt Horrors, which is a pretty good matchup, honestly. And so when Valkia the Bloody goes into battle, when I enter into combat here, they're going against the Volkos, I just wanted to take them out as quickly as possible because they do have poor leadership. But he sent both of them towards Valkia, and I make sure to use Demon Shield to keep them from damaging Valkia, but then of course Demon Shield breaks out. So as you guys see here, my Exalted Bloodleader is coming in to try to take down these Crypt Hordes, and they do a pretty good job at doing so, especially against these zombies as well. So he goes out and sends Heinrich Himmler to another side of the battle here, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to send my Chaos Warriors Khorne in as well, or my Hellbirds in, do some damage. Now, I also had another unit, which was a hero unit, or exalted hero of Khorne, to come in and to try to take down Heinrich in melee combat. But you see, the battle gets pretty deadly and pretty bloody at the same time. Now, back on the right side of the battle here, you have zombies going away, and it seems like that we're winning, right? So the whole thing here is that if you look at the army count at the very top here, I deployed 64, he deployed 1747. So with that deployment there, he has about what, 3 times the size of my army here, or at least about 2 times the size of my army. So it's going to be up to about skill in order for me to win this battle, but skill was not up my alley for this battle here. So Heinrich Himmler was already taking enough damage, and he started to realize, like, oh shit, Heinrich is getting hurt right now. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to focus everyone on Heinrich as best I can, and I also want to target the Von Holst. But then Von Holst would not go down whatsoever. So my Exalted Bloodleaders here, I see here, they're getting poison damage right now, and they're doing as best as what they can do. And I did another Spear of Sleipnor, and that right there really did some damage, because that attacked major groups of the Vampire army there. Major groups. And so what I'm waiting on here is that I'm trying to build up for the Sword of Khorne, because the Sword of Khorne is like a major player for me in order to use in this battle. So as you guys see here on the right flank here, we're actually winning somewhat on the right flank, but as you still see, he has a group of Grave Guards there just resting in there animated. So the front line here is only there to tire out my units. So this was a pretty good tactic of his. And also he started to do his regeneration Undeath the Resurgent here, which as you see gave him a melee and also defensive buff or leadership buff. And so I'm like, man, this guy Heinrich is really in here doing a lot of work in winning the battle. And now, as you see here, major losses here were on the vampire side, but also I lost about a little bit over 200 of my units. And so I used another Demon Shield on Valkia to try to keep her in, But again, it's a lot for Valkia to hold on to. It's a tremendous amount for her to hold. And there we go. So I did the first time the Sword of Cain here, which she hasn't even noticed that it's going to go off. And as you see, that was a good wipe, especially on the group of skeleton warriors there. So I was like, yes, perfect. That's exactly what I needed. But as you guys know, my left flank here was completely wiped. And so I was like, okay, I need to shift over my exalted units here of Bloodletters and go for his go for the left flank over here. So that's exactly what I did. Now back here on the right flank, as you guys see, he's still holding up and still doing some major work and major damage. But my units here, they're very tired, and so he's doing what the Vampire Counts are there to do. They're there to tire out units for them to come out and do a fellow swoop. So he's working it perfect. He's going perfect. So with Valkia here, I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out what's the focus here. So what I should have done with Valkia, at least in my personal opinion, I should have sent her back over here in order to go attack the Von Holtz. As you guys see here, my exalted hero Khorne is getting pummeled by 2 Von Holtz. So he's not doing much of value at all, which is kind of sad. So my units for sake of the Khorne eventually lost. And so now I just have Valkia here trying to fend out the center. Now back on the right side here, we're actually, doing some very good job of holding against them. But as you guys know, these vampires here, they're doing a lot of major work, a lot of good work actually. And so a lot of his units are debilitating and going away. And so he's sitting behind camera away with the Von Holtz to go finish off my exalted hero, because I wanted my exalted hero to focus on Heinrich. And so my exalted Bloodletters, they're literally doing a really good job, especially when they're exhausted, just holding up the front, making sure that well, just literally just the left side is just doing great ultimately. And so as you guys see here, my melee specialist was routing at first. Now he came back, raced himself, so now he's debuffing my swordsman here. And now, but a lot of the units are on fire, so the regen's not going to really help out too much. So then I was like, okay, I need to get Valkia out of there, and I need to go ahead and send her towards the left flank. And so that's what I started to do. So I decided to get my Chaos Warriors of Khorne with Hellbirth to break them off and let my Chaos Spawn deal with the damage on the right flank. And so back over here, I did another Sword of Cain, as you guys see there. That, again, did some major, and I mean major help there. Did a lot of great stuff to in order to counter them. So I was like, okay. As you guys see, it gave me a little bit of bump, because look how fast their units are just going down. They're just dying, getting shredded. So I was like, okay, we're actually making a small little comeback here. I like this a lot, because Sword of Cain was just helping out tremendously in this. And so, as you guys see, I have a Chaos Spawn just sitting here fighting the Grave Guard unit. So I was like, okay, breaking these guys off for second of Khorne. Go attack, help out with the center here. Because these Skeleton Warriors, God, I hate Skeleton Warriors. They just sit there, they do work. So then he realized, okay, if he loses the center here, he's going to be losing the battle. So what he does is he sends these 2 Von Holtz. I'm actually kind of ill, because whenever I use Von Holtz, they don't do as much value as I want them to do, because they usually just end up routing like 8 SAP. But in this case, his Von Holtz is just holding on in and just doing the work. And so I was like, man, this is crazy and slash insane. But also I was hoping that my Hellbirds will go ahead and hold up and do damage against his Von Holtz as well. So as you guys see there, my exalted Bloodletters won the battle on that side. But eventually, though, all my units just decided to battle's over. Pretty much, all my units basically ran away. It was like, it's one of those forced loses, I guess you could say, right? Because it's like nothing else you can do. But for you guys who enjoyed this battle, if y'all did, please remember to like and subscribe. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell down below to be notified when the next video is coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Thank y'all for your support and all that you guys do. Peace out. Much love, everybody. Have a good one, y'all. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and also hit the bell notification down below. Thanks for watching.